Hey, nobody's gets what we've been working on. Check it out. We got some dome floor action going on. Huh, Marcus? Huh?
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think? Let's do it.
You ready? Yeah, dude.
This episode proudly sponsored by Gnome Domes Alaska, a nonprofit workers cooperative manufacturing products that offer affordable and sustainable living solutions. Well, what's been going on with the shop floor? The old Gnomie's had some bad shoulder action, so I have not even been able to lift a hammer in about a month and a half. So everything sort of came on hold. Plus, fishing, moose hunting, getting ready for all that stuff. Busy, busy, busy. But we had a pinch hitter pull through in the last minute of the ninth inning before winter hit. Marcus, he came back to hang out, and he actually finished up all the framing on the floor for us, so I can get other stuff done, and this could get done right. He done did a good job. Let's check it out. All righty, let's check this out. Let's see what he's been doing. When he took off, when did you take off earlier? It was what?
It's like end of June.
End of June, yeah. We had gotten this side pretty much framed in. Rain came in. He left. I got hurt, so we had to put everything on hold. But we're back now, and check this out. Look what he done did. He's got this all framed in, nice and pretty. All the sheathings on it. It's nice and solid. We got our blocks underneath it, and what we're going to do now is get this whole thing level. Now that we're established, he went through here and leveled up as much as he could, and got blocks underneath the positions need. We got a couple places we need to add some supports because this is a 15-sided freaking floor, folks. Anyway, what are we going to need to get this whole thing leveled up? Well, we got something really cool. Stand by, I'll pull it out. One of the first things you're going to need, since we're dealing with a pentadecagon, is a drawing of a pentadecagon. Now what I did is I went around here and I established the numbered corners, all 15 corners, because what we're going to do is we're going to pull elevation heights from each one of these corners, or at least maybe every other one, and get this whole platform nice and level. So when we put the dome on top, it's beautiful and nothing rolls off stuff. Well, it's the way it should be done anyway. So, how are we going to figure out the elevations on these? Well, we got something really cool. Check this out. What do we got? Something special in this box. Let's check it out. What is in this beautiful blue box that says a Bosch? Voila! This is a laser transit. This is what we're going to use to shoot in the floor. What do you think, Marcus?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. This is a cool tool. We're going to set it up, give you a few pointers, and we're going to learn right along with you because it's been about 10 years since I used one of these, but we'll figure it out. It's easy peasy lemon squeezy. Look at the tip of my hat. Watch it go back and forth. You are feeling the uncontrollable urge to hit the like button. Yeah, you are. Just let it feel it. Let it go. Hit the like button. Now, go over a little bit further. Do it. Hit the subscribe. You'll like it. Thanks. Let's get back to it. Oh, wake up. Alright guys, besides the laser, what we're going to need is we're going to need a tripod like this to set up the laser and establish our location. Because once you get this established, it will level itself, and that is our point of truth. And we can go around here with what's called a story pole. This thing extends out. We're going to go mark one of these corners, see how high it is on the story pole. Now your traditional transits That's all they ever used, was a story pole like this with numbers on it, which you still can use if you're using one of the eyeglass type with the crosshairs in it. But since we're using a laser, we need something that's going to pick up the laser. So this little dealio here, you can see it right there, attaches onto here and establishes our height. And as you move this up and down, it marks it right back and forth there what it is. And we're going to go around here, hit all 15 corners, and then down the middle, and see what our elevations are, and go from there. All right, now we've established a nice spot over here. Somewhere in here, we're going to set this tripod up to get this whole operation going. And once you get this in place, you do not want to move it. Like I said earlier, this is your point of truth, and the key to a point of truth is for it to stay what it is the entire time, so you can reference it back and forth and over and over. So we're setting this up. Marcus, can you bring the laser over here, please?
Yes, sir.
So basically what I want to do, folks, is I want to get a nice spot, kind of level, push these down in the ground so they don't move. Somewhat level. And then this is our laser unit here. I'll show you here in a second after I hook it up, but it's got a dealio on the bottom, screws in there, and our laser spins right up. Put this in here. In fact, if you want to do that, Marcus, I'll go grab the other thing that we need. Oh, there's a rubber thing on it?
Yeah.
That's probably to keep it from rusting out the weather. This is the first time we're using it. Brand new out of the box. Alright, here, hold this for you. Let me grab it.
Pliers.
Might need pliers. Yeah. You grab it with pliers. Oh, good. Teamwork.
That's going.
Ta-da! Silly thing. All right, so basically while Marcus is getting that set up, we've got our plan here I showed you earlier, our floor plan with our numbered corners. And we're going to establish all of our elevations, by using our story pole. We're going to set this up where we need it, about the average length. These things actually go up to, I believe this was 12 foot long. I think 94, 90, 96, so it's 8 foot. So you've got ones that are actually all the way up to 16 foot. So what we're going to do is get this thing up like this, which that should be about right. And then this laser idea finder thingy goes on down. Okay. And then what you can do is you can adjust this up and down, and as this sees the laser, it goes beep, 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 beep. It makes noises. And there's also little lights on here so the guy can stand behind and look at it, stand in front and look at it. But that's set up there, so let's set that aside and let's turn the laser on. What was that?
So the old school version of these would be just ones you look through?
Yeah, it's just basically a little tiny monoscope, one-eyed thing. Not super powerful. They got ones that, have different powers and stuff like that. And then it's just like looking through the sight on a scope on your rifle. Just crosshairs.
Yep.
And then your crosshairs magnify the story pole with your numbers on there. You see them, and the guy with the pole writes all this stuff down, or the engineer that's running the laser writes all this stuff down. But basically, folks, this is pretty easy. All you gotta do is set it up sort of level and turn it on. And what it's going to do, it's going to do some flashy-washy doos. level itself up. As soon as it does, there she goes. She's spinning round and round. What comes around goes around. Yeah. Does it? Yeah, Marcus has got the red glasses on because this laser is spinning around. We can't see it out here in the daylight, but you don't want to look directly into it. So it's a good idea to put your glasses on. It comes with the kit. Use it. All right, Marcus, we got that set up. Basically what we're going to do here is we have to turn this dealy bobber on next. Okay. There we go. What we're going to do, we just pick a spot here to start with, and you're going to go up and down with the laser. Until it beeps. Stand by, we are experiencing technical difficulties. There we go. He's making noise now. I had turned it off, not on. So basically what I'm going to do here, guys, is I'm going to figure out roughly where the laser is. Set that on there. And Marcus, come over here, I'll show you. When you're holding this thing, you want to try and get the bubble. Yeah. It's right here. I'll show you guys this here in a second, but there's some lights on here that says when you got to go up or down. Once you get into the right spot, it does a steady beep. Nailed it. Alright, so I got some paper to write my plans. Okay, I got a pen. Got my energy coal again. Let me grab the camera and I'll show these guys what this is doing here. What we'll probably end up turning the sound off, but it'll tell you whether you want to go up or down. And really, with what we're doing right now, it's so sensitive that right there I take a measurement off of that.
Yeah,
it's close enough. So, all right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go around to each one of these points. This, once it's set, leave it there so I can walk around here while Marcus establishes our points. And we're going to start over here. That's spot number 1. Bring it over here. What we're going to do first is we've got a beam that runs down the center here. And we're going to see how level this beam is. So we're going to go around here and mark all these in different spots. Mark it on our plan and establish our points, see where we got to go. So we'll get back to here in a second after we do all that. All right, now basically what we done did is we got our beam shot in here. We got our elevations established. So at the far back over there, it's 3'6" from the floor to the laser. In the middle, it's 3'5", and over here it's 3'3" and 3/4. So it's looking like we've got 2 inches difference between the front and the back. That's pretty good for just throwing this thing down and guessing with this little hand level. So what we're going to do is, now that we know that it's sloping, we can go around here and get all these other measurements and adjust our corners and start tweaking this thing. We're going to go around a bunch of different times and tweak this because it's going to make that go down. So this takes a little bit of time. So we'll let the camera run for a little bit, play some music, enjoy yourself. But we got measuring to do. So what he's doing over there is he's on our first corner right over there. Actually, he's going around the opposite. He's on number 15, which is okay. We've got to do all of these. And he's establishing where the laser is right now and adjusting them. He's going to call out the measurement. I'm going to write it down. 3'6". So the same as the beam. That's cool. So he's saying from there to there, it's the same measurement, which is good. That means that is level. Okay, that spot was 3'6½", so it went up about a ½ inch in measurement, which means that point is actually lower than this one. And the reason is because when you're establishing a plane and you have your distance here, the laser's hitting in one spot. If it's low, the measurement goes up. If it's high, the measurement goes down. So you've got to think sort of just the opposite. Hopefully you got that. I got that in the shot. You got to think sort of just the opposite. Okay? What do you got?
3'6½".
3'6½", same as the one next to it. 3'7". 3'7¼ Since it went up in measurement from 3'6½" to this point 3'7¼ that means this part of the floor is going down because the measurement's going up. This part of the floor is going down because the measurement's going up. Because the laser stays the same. Spot 11, 3'7¼ So you get the idea. We'll get going around here and get back to you in a minute. Not unless I focus in on your giant snot drippy coming out of your nose.
Oh, we're still rolling.
That'll make the blooper roll.
Seven. 3'6½". 3'5¾ 3'5½".
Alrighty, we've got all our measurements established here. Now we know where we need to go up and down. If the measurement goes up here, that means like I said before, the floor's down. So we need to bring it up by that much to get it leveled out. So this again is going to take a while. Probably take us an hour or so to go around each one of these corners, get them all established with our level. We'll be good to go. That's all there is to it. This is basically the same way you do any floor, whether it be on a foundation, whether it be on a slab. When you're leveling it up, use one of these, get all your elevations established. If it is a wooden floor on top of a foundation, you go through and you shim it up. Get your first level floor right and flat on top of your foundation, whether it be block or port or anything like that. Once that's established, as long as you build your walls and you keep staying level with everything, you're good to go. Key is a firm and flat foundation. That's what we're all about here at the Grove and on the Noma's Den, giving people firm foundations to rebuild with. It's awesome. That's how we roll. So what are we doing here? We've established that our beam that goes down the center, right there, is 3'6" at this end, 3'3¼ at this end. This is a fixed point. We can actually bring this up a 1/4 inch to make it an even number, but 3 3/4 would be more right. So the goal here is to get all these three numbers to match. That way we know we're level. And how are we gonna do that? How are we gonna do that, Marcus?
Yeah, I gotta crawl under the platform, jack off.
No, jack up, Marcus. Jack up.
Yeah.
Holy cow. Oh yeah, that's what he said. So, what we got is underneath there in the middle is a center point for that beam that runs down the middle. And he's going to climb in there with his Jack, him and his friend Jack. And I'm going to stand up on here, excuse me, I'm going to stand up here with the laser. And when we get to the right point, I'm going to tell him, stop! We're going to shim it, set it, and be good. All right, he's going in. He is going in. Are you going to be able to reach the center back there okay?
Yeah, I think so.
Or close enough to it to be able to put a shim underneath that center point? Yeah, you made it, huh?
Should I post off the block or the...
Jack the beam.
The beam?
Yeah, between the beam and the ground, and jack the beam up, and then we're going to shim underneath the post.
But can I set the jack on the single?
Unless it's going to be in the way. If it's not going to be, it should be okay. You got plenty of room over there, so. All right.
Just low.
Just low?
Yeah.
Yeah, set it on the, if you can get a good, establish it in there and then get a shim around the other side, you should be fine, so. All right, well, he's adjusting that. Let me get the story pole, and I'm going to be in the middle here, so. Okay, Marcus is under the floor here. Say hello, Marcus! See, he's under there. Like that, Susie, right there. So what I'm doing is he's getting the jack put into the right spot. I have the laser eye set at the measurement that we want to achieve here. And Marcus is going to start jacking until it goes beep. So, as soon as you're ready, buddy. Soon as you're ready, buddy. Soon as you're ready, buddy. Soon as you're ready. He's jacking it, he said. Up, not off. Up. It ain't beeping yet. There she moves. I can feel it moving. I'm going to check over here. Make sure we're in the right range. Oh yeah, close enough. Close enough. Oh, we're getting in the range now. We're getting in the range. Keep going a little bit. Right there, stop. We need to adjust our sensitivity, but that's close enough. Now what he's going to do, he's going to take a measurement between the difference of what the post is and what it needs to be, and we're going to shim it for right now. And then we'll go through after it's all done, and we'll cut the correct length posts for it. All right. You need a tape measure, you said?
Yes, please.
Okay. Oh, sorry about that. It took a bad bounce. So what he's doing, he's measuring the difference, and I'm going to throw him some shims. And we're going to
About an inch and a half.
about an inch and a half. So a 2x, you got a piece of 2x4 over there on the ground. You need to throw it to you. There's one there. It's a 2x6. Let me find a little piece of 2x4. All right, he's been jacking. Now he's got his piece of wood. Keep your minds out of the frickin' gutter, you sickos. Did it fit under there?
Yep.
All right. Let her go back down. And we'll come out here and do this back part of the beam. Get it where it's got to go. It's already up a little bit. So.
I just unscrew it?
Unscrew it. Yeah, unscrew that little valve on the bottom. There you go. Beautiful.
Yeah.
All right, that's our first point. Set. So the very front of the dome floor is set. The middle set. Next is this one. Then we'll go all the way around and establish all of our other points. Fun, fun, fun. Here we go. All right, you made it. What's it like under there?
Oh, I love crawling around in small dark spaces. So,
See, that's why we got you, buddy, and he's going home today. I say we chain him to a tree. Keep him for at least another week. All right, good job, man. You fit under there. I'm proud of you. So we're going to do the same thing here. We're probably going to have to get something to, block up that. But this is already off the ground a little bit. So basically we need our that point right there, I'm going to set the story pole on it, and we'll establish it because it'll be the same as the one way down there at the end. And then we've got a dead flat line, and as you can see, this starts to slope off a little bit this way. So we're going to have to go around, tweak. This takes some time, but it's worth every minute of every effort to get this as flat as you can now. Yeah, Marcus says you can tell, and actually you really can. There's a hump in the middle now, and it slopes off to both sides, which is just about, if you look at the numbers on the plan, that's exactly about what it says. So once we get this here, it should be dead flat from this point all the way to the front. So that's the idea. So what he's doing, he's had to put some blocks underneath there. Now normally I do not recommend putting cinder blocks on their side like this. That is actually the weakest they are, but since you're underneath that center web and we're just jacking this little thing, I wouldn't worry about it. But yeah, just so you know, folks, when you lay cinder blocks down flat like this, that's about as weak as they get. They're not meant for that way, they're meant to stand up. All right, let's go get the story pole. See what kind of stories it tells. Okay. It's close. So go ahead and jack, Marcus. Oh, turn it a little bit. A little more. A little more. Oh no, it's saying it needs to go down. No, it needs to go up. It's right. I'm thinking backwards. It's been a long day. There we go. Good enough. Now you can adjust your sensitivity on here so your laser isn't as sensitive the closer and further away you are. This is just like getting our rough in, so we can be within 1/8 of an inch anywhere we go around here. So it's pretty cool.
So guess what I left under the platform?
What'd you leave under the platform? The tail. Oh my. Marcus, I give you one job. Well, that's what happens when you climb into dark places and start jacking around.
I just wanted to crawl in there again.
That's right, it wasn't enough. See, we're gonna throw them on a plane tonight, filthy fucking dirty and stinking. When's the last time you took a shower, Marcus?
Oh, it's been months.
Months. Probably since you left here almost.
I jumped in the river a couple times.
Jumped in the river. Yeah, see, Marcus was working out in the bush. What were you doing out there?
I was building cabins.
Building cabins, yeah. So he came up here through the Woofer program, right?
Uh-huh.
So he needed a place to hang out for a little while because he's looking for land, looking for jobs, seeing if he wants to move up here from Colorado. So he hung out. He went and got himself a summer job, learned some stuff, didn't you? Learned quite a few things, laboring.
Yeah.
And then came back here, and he must have learned something because look what he did. All by his lonesome. I just gave him some pointers. So we appreciate you, buddy. Wish you're staying around, but we understand. Hopefully we'll see you in the spring again.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, cool. All right, back to it. So now that we've got that jacked up, folks, we got to figure out what our difference is here.
Bit over 1.5 inches.
Bit over 1.5 inches.
Yeah, I bet you.
So probably a 2x4, and we've got some different pieces here.
Okay. That kind of works.
Yeah, that kind of works. So jack it up a tiny, tiny bit. There it is. Just to get that under there. Once it settles down, that's actually a good idea. Anyways, when you're putting these kind of blocks in here, if it barely wants to go in, it's just the right size. So jack it up, and then it'll come back down to exactly where you want it. So, all right, that establishes flatness of our beam, which didn't take, what, about 15 minutes? I think it took longer to get the stuff together.
Yeah.
So now we just got to go around every corner because we've got some more posts we got to put in between there and there. This is not very supported, but now that we've got it here, we can establish and we can put one in there. But we're going to do our main ones first. Come around here and see what we can do with our main posts and getting them all tweaked and adjusted as we go. We'll get back to you when we're done. So I'll head down here and see what the boys are up to. It got awfully quiet. No more beeps. Huh? Holy cow. It's probably hard to tell on camera. That came out dead flat. That's awesome. So what they did was, like I said, we got our beam running down the middle here. We got our high point that was right here. And we made every other point going around. Match it, starting with the beam on that side. The beam on this side, holding up that side of the floor. And there's another one on that side. Once we got all these established, everything is nice, dead, flat, and true. Check it out. No more humps, no more bumps, no more reaches. Marcus, you done good, buddy. I'm proud of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, so this summer you said you were using one of these, right? You said, was it Hilti?
Uh-huh.
So that was probably what, like $1,000 laser?
Yeah.
They're pretty freaking expensive.
I didn't buy it, but
yeah, but I mean,
I was heard it was pricey.
Yeah. So what do you think in comparison? This price point you can get it used for about $350 to $500 new. This will go up to 800 feet, which is a pretty good freaking lick out there.
Yeah, I don't
You
know.
use both. Comparison?
Well, the one we had gave you actually numbers.
Did it give you actually? Okay.
Yeah, which was
Now on the story pole, it gave you numbers.
We didn't have a story pole. We were just using scraps of wood. So the story pole kind of, I don't know. I feel like it's not a direct comparison. But this worked well. I mean, I don't.
Well, if the marking thing is giving you numbers, you don't really need a story pole. You can use a 2x4 or anything if it's marking on there. So
yeah, we would just grab a stick. And go.
Now you said that one had a pretty obnoxious beep too, didn't it?
Oh yeah, the fact that you can turn this thing off, and also that it beeps just quieter.
Quieter, yeah.
Yeah, because the beep is nice.
Yeah.
I think they should make a volume adjustment.
Yeah, a good idea. Well,
yeah,
cool, man.
It was just obnoxiously loud.
Yeah, and when you're listening to that all day, especially when you're living out here where it's really quiet. That beeping would get annoying.
Plus, the thing's not level, is what it's.
Yeah, exactly. So, well, cool. Yeah, again, this looks freaking phenomenal, man. I am so proud of you. You done did this compared to what you came here as. A worthless? No, actually, he did know. He knew a little bit, and he learned a lot more when he went to work. And now, he comes back after a couple months and pulls this off. Woo-hoo! Good job.
Oh, yeah.
All right, now we're getting everything cleaned up because we may play with this tomorrow, so you can leave this tripod sitting here, but we're going to pack the laser up because you don't want to leave that out. But just as long as we don't bump the tripod too bad, put it back in the same spot, and we're good to go. That's how we roll on the Gnomestead. Huh, Marcus?
Oh, yeah.
Well, here we are dropping Marcus off at the airport. You know, buddy, it was good having you while we did you this summer.
It's good to be here.
We appreciate all the work you did and all the inspiration you gave us, and looking forward to next time.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Off he goes. And we're going back to the woods because this is too much.
I'm a Nomi, he's a Nomi, she's a Nomi, you're a Nomi, wouldn't you like to be a Nomi? Click the subscribe down on the bottom, click the like button down on the bottom, or make a comment down on the bottom. Peace out.